I think there are a few things I dislike more than unstyled hair. Hello there, my name is Celerity, and this is 10 Minute Talks, where I talk for 10 minutes and post whatever is usable. I think there are a few things I dislike more than unstyled hair. And I don't necessarily count hair that is styled in the cut, right? If your cut is fresh and all the lines are perfect, then it doesn't matter whether you style it yourself or somebody styled it for you and paid money for it. It's still styled. It still speaks to you and what you want and what you care about. But for a lot of other folk, especially the long, blunt Rapunzel cut, where it just keeps going, not even the front or the sides, there are no bangs, I think it annoys me. If you are subject to any of these things, please do not take the person on the internet's point as word of God, right? If I dislike this thing and you like this thing, then you do not need to listen to me, promise. But I think I dislike it because it reminds me of myself. It reminds me of myself for a very long time, where I wasn't very vain. This is where Celerity goes, oh, vanity is the goal, is the important thing. But I think a healthy dose of vanity is important. I think we look at traits such as modesty and overcorrect, thinking that to have any pride at all is to be problematic. If you have a model on the internet, if you have an avatar that you went through the effort of customizing, which includes the hair, if you've done that, you care about something. You care about how you're perceived. You care about how you look. I will accept your default hairstyle if you go out on video game forums with the default character, right? That truly means you are incredibly secure, that you have no vanity, that there are things more important to you than how you look and how you're perceived. If you go into the world with the default hairstyle, you better go out into video games with the default model. If you choose something that speaks to you, that you enjoy, that projects a version of you that you want to be perceived as, then you must contend with the fact that you have a little bit of vanity, that you do care. And if you care about how you look on the internet, why don't you care about how you look in real life? Why don't you put the effort in gelling your hair, or cutting it slightly, putting on a little makeup, or none at all, doing a little skincare? It is easy to look the way you want on the internet. It's very hard to do what you want in real life, especially given current political climates or the genetic lottery. But I think however close you get to your ideal, that place is better than not having tried at all. For some people, it might make you feel even worse. It might make you mourn the distance between yourself and where you want to be. But to that I say, how could putting effort in yourself and it failing be worse than not putting effort at all? Because you care both ways, despite what you say. Despite saying, oh, if I don't put any effort in myself, then I care less. That is not true. You just take a smaller dot, a smaller damage over time, because you're able to try and dissociate yourself from your body. So no, I hate default haircuts because it reminds me of a time where I didn't care about myself. It reminds me of when I didn't put the effort to cut my hair the way I like, to get the straight, blunt bangs or the small, cute bangs that I like, or the taper from the back to the front, or anything really. It reminds me of a time where I would only wear sweatpants and t-shirts, and we look at those things and sure, they are comfy. They indeed are comfy. And if you enjoy comfy over anything, then you're valid in having that. But the impression that a lot of people get is that it is a depression of it. Somebody said, I'm trying to remember where, I will put a smart link at the top right if I'm able to remember and find it, but somebody once said that the way you play video games is the way you are in real life. And I disagree with a lot of it. I wouldn't go into an airport and know Russian, right? I wouldn't do that, even though I might have in a video game once upon a time. But there is some truth to it, because video games allow us to express the best parts of ourselves, allow us to engage with parts of ourselves that we wouldn't usually be able to in real life. And some of those are terrible, violent fantasies that should be left in video games, but some of those are just being in a state that affirms you, being incredibly buff, being incredibly slender, being incredibly powerful. I enjoy power fantasy a lot, in lieu of power in real life, because power is so often sapped at us by organization or government or any kind of institution. We're able to find power in these places on the internet. But once you've found that internet power, I think it is a good, courageous step to implement that in real life. Get a haircut that you want. You spent an hour in Baldur's Gate finding which haircut would be perfect for your elf. Now that you've gone that, take it and see if you can find a hairdressing friend and or go to the barber and see if you can make that a reality. Obviously, you want something like it. If not for yourself, it's an aesthetic that you enjoy and you can find something for yourself. You have aesthetics that you love. You have it in you to be the person you want to be. And the internet is simultaneously kind as it is cruel. People will look at this projection of yourself as you want. They will look at you and go, bleh, bad, terrible, cringe. But do they matter? Do all these people matter? You deserve to be yourself, in spite of everything. You deserve to have the capacity to look at yourself in the mirror and enjoy yourself more, if you have it in your mind that you could never enjoy seeing yourself. Okay, sure, let's go with that premise. You could never enjoy looking at yourself in the mirror, but you could hate looking at yourself less, right? You can make small, subtle choices, changes, that make you less averse to your own visage. If the goal in life is not to be happy, but to mitigate pain, then the effort we take to mitigate pain is so important. Wherever you are now, wherever you're going with these small changes you make for yourself, it's infinitely better than staying the same and being unhappy. The phrase, "it is better to have loved and lost than to have ever loved at all," people don't like it because there is a pain there. There is an implicit pain in having lost. Loss is something that we all have trouble holding at any given time because it feels very good to have and it feels very bad to lose. But to have made the effort, to have felt the high, and taken the low, is better than having stayed low in the first place, being unloved. And I'm saying to love yourself. Love yourself enough to cut that default hairstyle and find something flattering for you. I will always cheer and speak well of people who are trying to be the best version of themselves. There are small obsessions that we make. There are some people who are gym bros whose entire personalities are, looking ripped. But hey, you're ripped! That's pretty cool. You can put that effort into other parts of your life, but sit in the great success you've made towards taking yourself where you want to be. And if you look at people and go, why not me? Why not? Ding, 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 10 minutes.